Greetings, divine beings, gods and goddesses. This is Davonte Sheard from Wealthy 10K Life, and I thought I should, show my face, because I usually just write a blog, but on this particular blog, I'm sharing with you something very profound in person. So I may be showing myself more. I'm out here in the middle of nature, baby. Can I get a? This is my home. This is life. But anyway, let's jump into the lesson. So yesterday, I went to this place called Awaken Circle. It's an Awaken Circle. It was in Santa Monica. It's basically someone hosts a meditation circle at their house. They cook the food. You come, y'all hug each other, and share the love. Then y'all meditate for 45 minutes together. And then they had two speakers. So the two speakers, excuse the ambulances. I am in downtown LA. They always fire trucks and all that. But anyway, there were two speakers. One was named Ari, and one was named Napoon. Now, he's a philanthropist, so he's a multi-millionaire, whatever. And he particularly donates a lot of money to all these causes. And this one particular cause he donates to is called Pollination Project, which is a service-based project, which is people who are truly living their purpose. They're volunteering and they're just working for no money. He donates $1,000 to these people every day. Now, every day he's been doing this for the past 6 years. So he's been donating $1,000 to about 440 people who are really pursuing their purpose, without the worry of money. They just really are serving others. They really are in their calling. He donates to them. And he was discussing a relationship to money, and it was just a beautiful concept, spirituality and money. And there was this. He's the traditional mindset, the acquire wealth, and give it away through real estate and things like that. But then we had the opposite, Nippon. Nippon was a guy who didn't care about money whatsoever. He believed solely in acts of kindness and love. He believed that he has a strong belief, and he's been living like this for 15 years where he hasn't worked a job. He hasn't worked for money at all. All he do is he's the one who even started this circles of awakening circles and things like that. But he's just been living off the universe or off gifts. He said, the universe, once you really understand how it works, you really never have to work for money. That's the traditional mindset. It's basically all he do is focus on others. All he do is provide service and volunteer his time and just continue to be kind. He says the acts of kindness is just so powerful that the universe will always take care of you as long as you're taking care of others. So he says, don't focus on money. Focus on building genuine relationships, because that's what he does. So he's this guy he met like 15 years ago. He started doing this, not working for money thing, just volunteering acts of kindness, living off love. And he met the guy who owned Sony, the franchise owner, in a bar. He started explaining his concepts or whatever. And the Sony guy was like, a guy like you should never, ever have to work for money. And he pulled out his checkbook. He was like, how much you want? Nippon didn't accept it, because the only way Nippon accepts something is if the accepting of it brings benefit to the other. So he didn't see any benefit of the guy writing him a check that would benefit the guy, So he only accepts gifts if the giving will truly transform the person who's giving. And that's all he believes in doing. He started this whole thing called service space, where people just volunteers their time. And he's been living like this for about 15 years, and he has 2 kids. And people was asking questions like, how do you pay your bills? How he says, it's not a question of how do I pay my bills. It's a question of how do I continue to trust this principle, this energy, this whatever. And he explained an analogy of about a mango tree. So if you hold your hand, life is like a mango tree. Yeah, it went out a little bit. So life is like a mango tree. If you hold your hand out, can keep it there. When the mango drops in your hand, that's yours to keep. If the mango drops near or beside that, then it's not yours, and you just keep it moving. And he says what society has learned to do is move their hand to try to catch more mangoes, go up and eventually shake the tree to make more mangoes drop, and genetically modify the tree to produce more mangoes. So he believes in just the universe will give him what he needs at the right time. All he has to do is wait for the conditions. So he's been living like this, and he's been manifesting billionaire friends. Everybody just wants to give him so much money. He says for 15 years, this Sony guy keeps asking him, what you need, I got you, whatever you want, how much you want. And to this day, he has not accepted a financial donation from him. And the guy in him has the most genuine, deep relationship that's just based off love. So he says when two parties come together and they have self-interest in mind, when they come together, it's just going to be for self. It's not going to be a real deep, genuine relationship. They're just trying to benefit off each other and see what they can take from each other. But when two people come together selflessly, with just seeing what they can give to the other and really build that genuine relationship, he say those are the type of relationships that will sustain you. People will want to do stuff for you. And he says, these billionaires and people he's friends with in this whole collaboration of circles that he's been able to build relationships and actually sustain them is what sustains him, because the universe says, that person needs this person, you have a relationship with that person who can fulfill that need, and he doesn't even have to ask. The person is so, their relationship is so close that the person already knows. And what he wanted the Sony entrepreneur franchise owner to do is donate his time, because he believes in donating from scarcity. So most people, they donate what they have a lot of, but that's not hard. He says donating from scarcity, something you have a little of, really transforms you inside as a being. So he said most people, what they lack is time. So he wanted, he said, don't give me no money, just volunteer for my service space, project that I'm doing to allow others to volunteer their time and serve others. So that event was so profound, and it was a balance. Basically he was the divine feminine, the principle that's waiting and trusting the universe, and the multimillionaire who made his money off real estate that was partnered with him is basically the divine masculine. And he says it's a great interplay. Like, everybody shouldn't be basically how he lives, because the only reason he get to live how he lived is because the other person, the real estate person, lives how he lives. So they all fund one another, and people with a lot of spiritual, a lot of physical wealth, when they amass it, a lot of it, they realize that there's something missing, and they usually go to the spiritual side. So by you focusing on your spirituality, by you focusing on serving others, you will attract all the relationships that you need, and the money will come to you. So you don't even have to worry about money. This guy, he has the billionaire friends, multimillionaire friends, and all these people who just wants to give to him, because life is a paradox. Since he doesn't want the money, the universe wants to give it to him. It's saying he already has wealth, he already has money. And since the other one guy constantly wants money, he'll forever be chasing it, and he'll never be able to actually attract it, because he's saying he lacked money, so he needs more. He's using money for power instead of serving others. So it was just an amazing event, and one person asked the guy, he was like, the multimillionaire, he's like, one lady asked the guy, she was a meditation teacher, I believe. She said, do you love money? And he was like, reframe that question. What do you really mean by do I love money? And he was like, she said something I can't remember, but he replied with, I don't really love money. It's not that I love money. It's money is a placeholder, that can allow you to, push out services and help people and things like that. Basically, he loves what money can do. And he says if his bank account, he don't care if his bank account goes from here to here or here to here, He has no attachment. He don't feel happy because he has more. He don't feel sad because he has less. So I stepped in after that, and I was like, I want to elaborate, on what he said. I mean, the question she asked. And I said, the love we've been all taught is attachment based on fear. So the universe, the state of unconditional love means you're allowing things to be as is. You're allowing things to go their own way. You don't believe in holding on, and that's why most relationships, most marriages end in divorces right now, because the love we've been taught is clinging and clinging and clinging, and just like a flower you see, you're like, oh wow, this amazing flower, I love it, so you pick it. But as soon as you pick it, it ceases to be what you love because it dies. So you tried to change it, you ain't let it be what it was. So I say when most people, whether they realize it or not, they fear money. They have this fear of money. So they hold on to it and they cling it and they could become attached to it. If you're not attached to money, whether you have money, whether you have abundance of it or whether you have the lack of it, you still feel how you feel. You still feel normal. Your emotions don't rise and go down because of your bank account balance. So I was like, like the infinity sign, if you're in love with money, try to be in a relationship with anybody without love. Try to be in a relationship with your girlfriend or your mom without love. It's impossible. So love needs to be there for you to have a relationship with it. So when you love money, you allow it to come through you and flow through you freely. You give it to where it needs to go. You nurture it while it's with you. You don't want to cling to it. You don't want to hold on to it. You tithe and you help other people with it. But when you fear money, you hold on to it because you fear you're going to lack it in the future, and that's what blocks the flow of money. So you have to love money, basically. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, that was so amazing!" Even Nipun and Ari, they all shake my hand, and after that, that basically ended the conversation because it was the last basically statement or whatever. And everybody just kept coming up to me, "Hey, Davonte, I love what you said. 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 I love what you said." It was just, I was like, thank you. I'm so glad you gained value, because I can say anything, it's up to the person to perceive value from it. So if you could understand me and perceive, then that's you. That's what you were doing. I'm just a channel, I just speak what flows through. I don't think about it. I have Pisces in my Mercury, which governs communication. So I flow. Pisces is the most psychic sign, so I just flow psychically without thinking. It just downloads, it pours. It's like a prophet or whatever. I say that non-egotistically as well. So that event was life-changing. They cooked the vegan dinner afterwards, and it was an amazing dinner. Like chickpeas, quinoa, lentils, stuff like that. It was just an amazing time, and we all just really got to know each other. There was yoga instructor teachers. There was people who made 528 hertz whistles that tunes your mind to the frequency while you're out and about, so you don't have to be on a electrical device. There was just so many people in it. I gained so many relationships, and it was such a beautiful experience. I just wanted to share that with you. And they're thinking about doing this like all around LA. Like everybody's just volunteering their houses, and we may have an awakened circle every week, because that was just beautiful just to meditate and just to be one with all those people. And everybody was there. Nobody was drinking, smoking. Everybody was just high vibrational and just focused on love. It's just a great experience. So I just wanted to share the two polar opposites. The guy who has all the wealth and supports the guy who doesn't care about wealth. So you can do that too. I've seen it work in my life as well. It's called the gift economy. So really, the market economy is I do something, I get paid. So it's an exchange. The gift economy is I give a service to someone without expecting anything in return, altruistically, right? And the universe blesses me when it's time. So I'm just a free flowing channel, giving love, focused on love, focused on love, focused on love, and the universe keeps taking care of everything. Now that requires a trust and a faith like none other. His trust and faith is at a level that I wish to get at, because the way he was talking, it was just like everybody was like, how can you live like this? What about bills or whatever? He had no worries at all. Everything has been taken care of for the last 15 years. So just wanted to share that with you. And life is just great. Life is amazing. Get out in nature. Take your shoes off, walk around, meditate, give love, and just be happy, because life is never going to make you happy. Trust me, it's not here to make you happy. It's here to teach you. You're incarnated for a reason. You're incarnated to learn and to extend and to undo your karma. So while your karma is happening out in front of you, it's there to teach you a lesson. If you were rich in your past life and you made people poor because you became rich, then in this lifetime you have to go through what those people went through that you made poor. And I don't mean you're not going to become rich again in this lifetime, but you're going to have to go through some things like that. And while you're going through that, you can smile and say, hey, I know this is just an illusion. This is just my karma. I'm not going to build more karma by being mad at it and going out and hurt people. I'm just going to observe it, be happy, and let the illusion fade away. So I hope this video really, changed your perception, really inspired you, really gave you some confidence that the universe, once you really understand how energy works, life is great. Life becomes easy, it becomes, the more you focus on others, the more you help out others, the more you give out, other people what they want, the more the universe gives you what you want, because you basically are one with the universe. It's just you. It's one energy. So you really are giving to yourself anyway. You're doing acts of kindness to yourself. It don't come immediately from that person. It's going to come from somebody else. So just give thanks, smile, all glory be to the Most High. Control Shift.